trying to be like those light-drenched stars that decorate the evening sky, wishing we could take flight to another realm and be understood. But our feet remain in this red dust, longing for the rain to quench our desert tongues. We of this tribe do not follow. We are divine expression of the universe's love, just like a bird, a tree, a river, a flower.
Film projections of flowers, mountains, and birds.
Birds, trees,
Flowers.
a river. We bloom furiously. We blossom.
The sisters take each other's hands.
We blossom furiously.
Movement 8, It's a Party. The Sisters Jam, film projection of black bodies in motion.
Remember Mama's parties?
Yeah, we could really cut a rug.
Maggie would always be mad because she had to go to bed.
Y'all thought I was asleep, that I would be dancing in my room, all the noise y'all was making. How could I sleep?
Mama's friends would come from all over North Carolina, Memphis, Houston, even some all the way from Paris. And we would just be dancing and dancing all night.
Mama sure did have a lot of friends.
Well, she traveled so much, she was hardly ever home when her career got taken off. But she was just grateful to be working.
I would miss her something terrible though. She missed almost all my grade school recitals.
But when she was home, we would sure enough get down.
Lily begins to do a jerky movement as the beat gets funkier and gets lost in the sound of the sax. Her sisters follow suit.
Don't you want to make magic on the dance floor? Don't you want to make music? A full-blown blues, a boogie-woogie, a doo-wop, and jump up the boogie to the boogie to beat.
Lily shakes her tail feather.
It must have been some kind of party, because they was dancing and dancing till their clothes was stuck to their bodies from the sweat they was doing.
I thought you said you was in the room.
Well, I lied. I just had to see the black and brown bodies wriggling in delight and passion. The speakers exude sweet beats and miraculous melodies that make my body move as well. The pounding of dancing feet wake the earth almost enough for the whole of Louisiana to hear. I could feel the sweat flooding my face. The intoxicated lovers groping and kissing on each other. I wish I had someone to kiss and hold. I would imagine one of the Johnson boys come through the door and take me by the hand, and I would always end up just going back to bed and laying down as rhythms danced in my head. But I just had to see. I just had to.
The sisters are lost in a memory, a dreamscape.
Sunday mornings.
Simmering collards on the stove.
Yams, bacon in the oven.
And
It's a party.
of a different sort, honey.
The whole town would come to eat. The rich, the poor, the black, the white. Just had to have some of Mama's cooking.
Mm-hmm. She was always a connector, a giver. Never did mind sharing.
Yeah, and she had a lot to go around with her #1 record and all.
I wonder if she ever thought to herself, why me? Why did I get all this talent?
Probably not. She was too busy using it and spreading joy with it.
I gotta give it to her though. She never did complain. Even when Daddy would act damn fool.
Daddy.
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 Don't speak his name around me. Not after how he treated Mom.
He wasn't all bad. He was just a man whose lover was the night. A vagabond traveling roads looking for work like a needle trying to find its groove on a record. He was looking for his place in the world. A place where he would be allowed to be a man, be a father, be a husband. He saw his own daddy get lynched. His mama went crazy after that. He was on his own, forced to raise himself into manhood. The only thing he really knew how to do was pick a guitar. If it wasn't for his gambling habit, he might have kept some money in his pocket. See, you don't remember the good times. You was too young. Daddy would take us fishing. He would play Old Blue. That's what he called his guitar, Old Blue. And we would have us a good old time. A good old time.
Movement number 7, Dreaming Africa, American Nightmare. The sisters begin to sway like trees in a breeze.
I didn't know Granddaddy was lynched.
That's what happened when you're black and breathing in this world. They find some kind of way to take you out.
The sisters hum for the dead and the living, film projections of lynched black bodies hanging from trees.
They think we dangerous. They think we wild. They look at us and see predators ready to attack, but we the ones being attacked. We ain't that some shit.
Mm-hmm.
We remember.
We remember.
We remember.
Things that happened a long time ago.
Before the raid.
The terror, the
for outrage and burn crosses in your yards.
I remember nations, nations upon nations, regal, bodacious, untouchable.
Film projections of African tribes.
You couldn't fake them out either. They was too smart. They didn't believe the distortions that white Americans' House of Mirror displayed. They knew their divinity, knew their worth.
Cola nuts, cassavas, yams, okra, cowries sitting on thrones of the purest gold, the bones of our ancestors buried in baobab trees. It hasn't always been this way, not always.
The men wore colorful dashikis. The women wore brilliant galas on their dreadlocked crowns. Cowrie shells decorated their ears, neck, and wrists. And tribal masks hung on the wall in every village.
Juju men and Geechee women sprout incantations from their tongues and do fire dances. Gyro chants hymns in the distance under the blanket of stars in Africa, conjuring and stomping up spirits, awakening ancestors from their slumber, making the trees shake and the sky rattle. Lightning strikes the earth as mass fake fans in the night. These are the images I see while I'm riding on a lion's back.
Hummingbirds sipping nectar daintily from hibiscus flowers, sipping rainbows as I ran through fields of kudzu and orange-colored savannas. It hasn't always been this way.
It ain't always been this way. We've not always been fooled by the puppeteer's tricks. His ruthless ventriloquism deceiving a nation. We were nations. We built nations. Well, I say it's nation time.
The sisters stand side by side and their fists are raised.
Nation time, nation time. Are you ready? Are you ready? Well, we ready, and if you ain't, you gonna get left behind. It's time to rebuild and regroup. We got a lot of work to do, so either you in or you're out, because I'm all in, and it ain't like we got much choice. We ain't been left with much, but we got us, and us is enough. Black love is black strength. Ain't that why they want to turn us against each other, make us hate ourselves, go against ourselves, repeat their historical patterns for them? Well, it ain't gonna work, because we here, and we ain't going nowhere.
Feel myself opening up to my divine essence, opening myself up to spirit, open myself up to all the Orisha and Loa that flow through me, open myself to holy temple that is my own body, opening myself up to joy and happiness, opening myself up to love and bliss, opening myself up to possibilities, finding my familiar spirit in nature, giving birth to myself. A daughter of the moon, I find the light within myself as the earth moves me, pulls me like the tide. I feel the planet vibrating constantly. I feel the ancestors gather around me.
We are not mundane. We do not fit in. We live as we see fit. We surpass all paradigms of who you think we are. We refuse to be a part of the dry and drab, bland and bleached majority. We will always be here. We can be nothing but the truth, nothing but free. Wings spread, here we go.
Here we go.
Frenzied movements, free. Body and spirit, free.
'Cause it hasn't always been this way.
Movement number 6, confessions. Ivy is sitting in the middle of the stage holding herself. She's rocking backward and forward. Her sisters surround her, but there is distance between them. Film projection of a red heart turning black.
It hasn't always been this way. Our leaders have not always been martyrs. We have not always depended on marches for freedom. Not always. There is power deep inside a song that sings softly in the womb.
Or what happens when the song don't want to come out?
Yeah, what if it's stuck?
What if it's lost somewhere in your innards?
It ain't. It ain't never lost. As long as you sing it, it ain't ever lost.
But there was a moment when you lost yours, wasn't there?
Ivy puts her hands over her ears and rocks back and forth more furiously. Her sisters turn their backs on her. She stands up. Her body and spirit are in New Orleans, but her mind is now in New York City. Freshman year of art school. A party. The wrong place. The wrong time.
It has not always been this way. But the body does hold memories.
As her sisters say their lines, they turn one after another, and each puts her hand on Ivy.
Memories.
Memories.
Ivy jerks their hands away. The sisters turn their backs again.
Memories are embedded in the flesh. They sink in and live with you till you release them. clean them out. I think it's ridiculous to think that they just fade away easily. Like, I'll never forget Daddy throwing me up in the air and catching me, or Mama's biscuits and gravy, or Nana's stories, or the time the Reynolds dog bit me. I'll never forget those things. But I'll also never forget my muffling screams, the smell of whiskey, my body pinned to the ground, the dizziness in my head, and you. You said you would always protect me. Said he wasn't gonna let no cracker look at me or talk to me crazy. I moved to New York City for you. Left my family for you. You was the one that ended up hurting me. You was the one. You was the one.
Ivy's voice fades and the sisters, they put their arms around her.
Yeah, they claim they love you until they get that old firewood up in them. Then they become a whole nother person. Want to put their hands on you, put their bodies on you when you don't want it. Say they want a loyal woman, a queen. Well, nigga, act like a king. I know it's hard. You ain't the only one going through something.
That's what happens when you love a man more than you love yourself. You put all your faith and trust in him just so he can disappoint, just so he can lash out at you, just so he can trample all over your soft petals.
Yeah, like my old man, he oughta work and blame me for the shit. Like I had something to do with his ass not getting a job. He just sits in the window playing his golden sax, wielding it like a sword to fight off his enemies. But I ain't your enemy. I'm not them. I'm not the rest of the world, can't you see? It hasn't always been this way.
Movement 5, Boogie Woogie Juke House, an interlude. The sisters do various movements, film projection of black bodies in motion.
The beat, that sound, I heard it and I just had to move. I just had to. After rolling and roll and dip and skip, I couldn't help myself. I just had to. I had to.
I've been in this thing for a minute, ain't new to the game at all, but you come up here trying to steal my groove? I think not. Watch out, sister.
Lily and Jasmine do a dance-off while Rose and Ivy cheer them on.
Yeah,
Work it on out, y'all.
The sisters are out of breath. They form a semicircle around Jasmine as she recounts a tale from their family history.
We always been a dancing family. Folks in our tribe, we had to. We just had to dance. Shake, shimmy, roll, bounce. I remember running through African savannas in another life, not this one. Not this life of toil, sweat, but another one where I can count on folks, like really count on them. Folks said they would be there and they showed up. We did magnificent fire dances under the blinking stars in Africa. Yeah.
Movement 4, Dream in Africa, reprise. Film projection of African tribes and landscapes. The sisters begin to move if they are possessed by the sound of the drum. They become something else, something other than themselves, something holy, something sacred.
In Africa?
In Africa?
In Africa.
In Africa.
They exhibit jerky, punctuated movements until they eventually go into a full-on tribal dance, reminiscent of African and Native American ritual dances. Their individual monologues should be layered and overlap in performance. They should act almost as a jazz quartet, improvising and using each other's words as jumping off points, taking as many eights as necessary.
We know we is blood people, people born out of blood, bloodshed. In the beginning was word, and I am language and sound, spreading, spinning all into space, painting the sky with my voice, sending sounds flying, and we is a blood people, born into violence, but not out of it. We know this. We know this.
Quadroon, maroon, octoroon, we shift through time and space, looking for a place to call home. But home ain't always where the heart is. It hurts sometimes. It hurt not to be welcome on your own land. On your own land. It hurts sometimes. But I know that I've been here before. I've been here before, and I was a fierce warrior, pointing my spear at the men, the funny-looking men, the funny ones with the funny clothes. They talk funny, gibberish. I can't understand. But they take me back to the place from which I came. Take me back. They do it, and I let them. I just let them.
It hurts sometimes. All the screaming in the bottom of the boat. It smells like piss and shit down here. Why they take me? What I do? I wasn't born to be taken. They just take me. Just 'cause you take something don't make it yours. I belongs to me. You can't have me. I'm free. I'm free.
Over oceans, they take me from the place I came from. They take me from the land, from savannas to shackles. They take me from the land, my mother's land. It's ours. They take me. My tribe don't even say goodbye, but I see them waving in my dreams. I see them wavering from the other side of the ocean as they take me. And sometimes I just.
Their dancing becomes more furious and comes to a halt.
Gorge
feel-
bells
Oh.
and aquamarine pearls drape all over her body, and her long tangled hair intertwined with seaweed. She naked. I see her in the river washing, her tall, black, skinny like the water itself. I dive in. Take me with you, I say. She don't say nothing. Just continue bathing. I know she hear me. I know she see me. It's me. I'm your daughter. I come here from you. Don't you remember? Remember.
I remember her too. She looked like, I tell you this one time, old Buster Brown tried to pull one over me. He tell me, go and get the ball from down by the river. Go and get the ball. I say, no, you get it. But I ended up getting it anyway. And I see her. She was there, black as licorice, and pretty. I never seen a woman that dark and pretty. She hair just a flowing, matted down of course, but flowing at the same time. She flowing.
See, it was different for me because all I remember was this thing that looked like a woman, but it looked like a man all at the same time. I couldn't tell what it was. It looked pretty though, and I see it, but I don't say nothing. Don't look my way. I want to touch it, her, her, but I don't. I'm too scared. So I run away and just run and run and run and run, but I still sees her in my dream.
I guess I'm the only one that touched her, huh? Yep, I sure did. I went into that river and I touched her skin, black and shiny like the water. She don't move. She smelled like honey and milk. She smelled. I want to lick her. Bees and butterflies all around her, ladybugs too, even birds. A wreath of flowers on her head, in the sun, the breeze, and she looked at me strange, like she know me. And I look in her eyes and I see myself clearer than I ever have before. Clearer still since that day.
Honey, milk, honey. She smelled like liquor, vodka, gin, rum, honey.
Nana appears and gestures her way to the chalk circle.
We gather our memories by the river. We rollick, we roll, we dip. We go backwards and forwards at the same time, running towards the past and back again. We move planets with our breath. We drink the rain as it falls from the sky. We chew on sweet grass. We listen to our ancestors whisper melodies in our ear. We think, we feel, we do. We be. We are who we are. We manifest peace, knowledge, and wisdom. Lady Africa, dark lady, ebony lady, lady of night, envelope me in your kisses so that I might know myself.
Nana gestures her way off stage. Movement number 3, conjuring up memories. Lily does a dance that pulls her energy down to the earth. Her hands are receptors. She is an intercessor to worlds unknown, a seer of things. Film projection of various family photos.
See, I'm the oldest. I was there when Nana and Mama would call the spirits together. I was there, scared at first, but more enticed. Don't be doing that shit in my house, Daddy would say. But it's my house too, Mama would say. Daddy just scared of what he saw, 'cause I saw it too. I saw all the men and women marching outside their skins. They free, loose. I saw them march right on in the house. But spirit's kind of hard to control, so you gotta be careful which ones you call on. I know one night, a sad old spirit must have took hold of Daddy, 'cause I seen him out in the shack. He was weeping more than the willow tree in our backyard. I still to this day don't know why. The shack was just a place for him to pass the time, to get away from a house full of women, practice his guitar. But there he was, crying out in the shack. I knowed it had to been some kind of spirit, some kind it had to have been after that night. I don't stay up no more. I go to bed early like I'm supposed to, 'cause I don't want to see no more spirits, no more.
But you gotta tell it. Mama always used to say you gotta testify. That's what she did every night on stage. It wasn't necessarily testifying in the same way that a preacher would, but it was preaching all the same to the folks who came to see her, and I'd be in the back helping her getting ready, primping and getting her prettified and things, making sure her lipstick looked right, making sure she pretty, like she always was. And she had an altar in the dressing room that she always prayed to, with pink feathers and sequins attached to a pretty brown-skinned woman. I know this because I was always in the back, helping her get ready to go out on the stage and testify.
It ain't easy always being in the middle child. I'm pulled between both worlds of being. One world of being a little girl and the other one of being a grown woman before my time. 'Cause I just had to help out after Daddy left. It was strange the way he left in the middle of the night. His guitar and all. He just skedaddled off in the night. Didn't leave no note, no goodbye. He just up and go, leave. So I helped cook and clean. Hope he would come back. Like, maybe if I was good, he just would come walk through that door one day. I can't even remember what he looked like no more. I can't remember. I can't remember.
Remember, you've got to. Memories is all we have. All we have right about now. All we ever have. Just remember. And dream. She looked like an apparition in my dreams. Mama, that is. I know she was real, though. Could have been nobody but her. I want to see her soon. Soon.
And don't worry, it ain't your time yet. You'll get to see her soon enough.
But I want to see her before soon enough. Soon enough ain't soon enough.
I can't believe what I'm hearing. You the youngest. You got too much to live for. Too much to live for to be so concerned with the dead. Too much.
But she ain't really dead. You and I both know that.
Yeah, I know she alive in our dreams and all
But
that.
nothing. You know what I mean. Nana still got all her conjuring stuff in the basement, and
You talking crazy. We ain't calling up no spirits. You crazy. We ain't.
you ain't. I am.
Movement 2, a conjuring, reprise. A concert of voices heard, whispers. The sisters are bathed in shadow and light. An altar is before them. A chalk circle is in the middle of the stage. Surrounding it are various jars of honey, water, dirt, and fans, peacock feathers, and a basket of eggplants. Candles are also lit. A conjuration. Film projection of African tribes.
The dead don't stay dead for long in this family. This I know. But this is taking it too far. I know my mama wouldn't want to be disturbed so soon after she'd been laid to rest. Don't let your impetuous nature control you, sis.
If you don't want to be here, then go.
Nah, I didn't say all that. I'm damn sure ain't gonna let you do this alone.
And neither are we.
Nope, sure ain't.
The sisters take each other's hands and move counterclockwise around the chalk circle. They chant. Candles flicker. Spirits rise.
Mama.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Omo Esha. Yeah, Omo Esha.
Oh yeah, mistress of cemeteries. Open the gates, let her through. And Gun, we call on you. Mistress of 9, let her through. Open the veil. Let her through.
Then nothing happens. The sisters look disoriented.
See? I told you. The dead don't come just when you want them to. Sis, when you gonna learn that everything don't happen just when you want it to?
Ivy is stoic.
But I've seen her in my dreams. I know she's here. I can feel her. She's here, and Nana used to call up spirits all the time. I could hear them whistling in the wind. Don't you remember?
It's okay, sis. We all miss her, but you have to let the dead rest. They'll come visit on their own time.
Yeah, let it go. She here with us in spirit, but she'll never be back in flesh again. But we'll always have her in our hearts. Don't you know that? Her blood is running through our veins. She always will.
No, it's not good enough.
A flash of lightning, thunder, Oya opening the gates. Willie Wild appears in all white, holding a staff with tribal markings on her face. The sisters are paralyzed in disbelief. They invoke her name. The invocation of her name should be overlapped like in the prelude.
Mama, Willie Wild come back from the dead.
But it is you.
Is it really you?
Willie positions herself in the middle of the chalk circle.
I am the woman with 1,000 names. Cerulean, turquoise, and coral shells decorate my long dreadlocked hair that drapes over my black bosom. Butterflies dance in between my knees. My glittering blue skirts twirl about my ebony legs. The sun beaming overhead is no competition for my garment, though it is very loud and screams of oranges and pinks. I sing the songs of 1,000 other women whose names have been lost and forgotten. Unearthing black herstories with my voice. As I emerge from the water, the sun makes my skin glisten, the droplets of the ocean shining like crystals all over my body. You wonder who I am, and I will tell you when the time is right. Just listen as I tell the story. All life springs forth from my holy womb. My patrons leave offerings of molasses, lipstick, combs, perfume, and white flowers at my altar. I live for the moonlight. I come alive at night. I am the original creator, the storyteller, the griot. Come to tell you about yourself, come to tell you about yourself, and whisper litanies to you.
The sisters are in shock, but they kneel and show devotion to Willie.
Woman whose left breast is the moon and right breast is the sun, we invoke your loving name. Honey,
Molasses,
Watermelon.
Lipstick.
flowers,
And love.
and beauty.
The sisters move around Willie counterclockwise as she continues to stand in the middle of the chalk circle. Willie raises her palms to the sky. Bright light, the spirit risen. She touches each of her daughters gently.
Why did you awaken me? I was at peace, and before I knowed it, here I was, back again in this place, among the living, among the flesh. Why? Y'all never did listen to nobody. Always been hard-headed and willful. I guess you get that from me, and your Nana, but mostly from me.
Ivy hugs Willie tightly.
We missed you so much, that's why.
Ivy backs away from Willie and has a bewildered look in her eyes.
What's wrong, sis? It's our mama. Where you going?
It don't feel like her. You think maybe we called up the wrong spirit?
Open up the gate to the dead is like opening up the floodgate.
They told you to be careful and you didn't listen.
No telling what you done let through.
It's me. I'm here. We all change when we move from this life to the next. We ain't never the same, but it's me. My babies, it's me. And you must have worked a powerful route to get me back. Must have learned it from your Nana, because the spirits never came when I called them.
Mama, I'm sorry I wasn't there when you...
You
when
here now, ain't you? Ain't you? Listen, y'all, I can't stay long. This has got to be a short little visit. I know they want me back in the place where I came from.
Wait, there's so much I want to ask you. Like, is Daddy still alive? I know where he... Do you know where he is?
I always thought you hated him.
Well, he's still my father. And I ain't never gonna spend the time with him that y'all got to spend. It ain't fair.
You always did have so many questions. Listen to the wind, child. Just listen to the wind.
What does that mean?
Oh, yeah, brings the wind of change. She let me through the gate, but I have to get back. Give me a hug before I go.
The sisters all hug Willie. The sisters gesture to her to usher her back into the spirit realm.
They come to take he in the night time. It's the late, late hour. In the late, late, they come to take he, my daddy. They take he away off in the night. Didn't tell nobody, just come, and we was just sitting there. But they come. My daddy was a preacher man, best in the whole New Orleans. People used to come from all over just to hear him, his low rumbling voice. He didn't like Mama working them roots, but she do it anyway behind his back. She always did what she pleased. Mama was always one to do exactly what she pleased. See, before they came and took he, my mama, she seen a vision. She had a lot of those. She would gather with her root working friends and they'd conjure up all types of spirits. But they came and they took he, my daddy. It wasn't never the same since then. They said he was a rebel rouser, but ain't never hurt nobody. He just want to help people is all, set them free in body and spirit with his words. That's where I learned it from. The power to set people free with my words. I learned it from him. Of course, I do it in a mighty different way, sinners music and all, but the juke joint ain't that different from church if you ask me. We was all looking for the same thing, just in much different ways. We all looking for something other than what we've been given. They took he in the night. I just stood there singing, I got a home in a land rock, don't you see? I got a home in that rock, don't you see? Humming to myself, let the spirit take over, take over. Never forget where your home is, never forget.
The melody builds to a crescendo and the sisters embrace one another. They huddle around Willie and embrace her as well. Willie exits. Prayers and praise songs. Film projection of Willie Wild bathed in white light. Movement number 1. Praise songs for Willie Wild.
Mom, you knew the smell of black flesh when it burned. You knew the taste of saltwater tears. You knew the sight of strange fruit hanging from trees too often. You knew these things. You were the woman who knew all these things, and here we are, your daughters, in the land of the living, going about our business and not thinking about nothing but ourselves. And then you go and leave us like a cracked mirror. We were all disparate shards of glass, and your leaving had to bring us back together. And so we gather here now, in your loving name, in the name of you. You are us, we are you. We your flesh and your blood through and through.
I understand now why you named me Rose. You said it was because you looked into my eyes and saw sadness, saw someone who would be beautiful, but would always keep those she loved at a distance. Oh, you were right. But I've been trying not to be that woman. I've been trying not to be her for the longest time now. I don't want to prick any more hearts. I don't want to have any more of my petals crush. All I want to do is know love. But mostly, I want to know myself. Living out here in the world of the living, we get so preoccupied with our goings on, never stopping, never thinking of anything but ourselves. Then something got to kick us in the ass. But now we are stuck together, like honey sticks to a hive. Because of you. Because of you, we've been woken up from despair. And we just might repair our sisterhood. It really shouldn't be this way. It shouldn't. But it is. It is.
Like a skilled carpenter, I've been trying to carve out a niche for myself all my life. And you've been saying I was special all along. Am I? I often feel lost. I feel like disappear in the muck of it all, and I just think of you, your gentle mama hands, your almond-shaped eyes, your wide gap-toothed smile, and the birthmark above your left eye. The mole on your upper back, it all makes you you. But what makes me me? What are my defining characteristics? I've asked myself this over and over, but now I know who I am. I'm Willie Wild's daughter. That's who. I'm yours, Mama, flesh and blood, but I'm also my sister's. I belong to them as well, and they belong to me. We are daughters of a new moon, and you had to show us that, Willie Wild. Mama. Y'all are my sisters, and you're mine, and I claim you.
I stand in the mirror and gloriously admire all of the roundness of my woman's self. I became Oshun dancing on crystal beaches, loving these thighs, loving this behind, loving these dimples, loving my temple. Every birthmark is a warrior mark, a scar, a wound that healed over from a past life. I know I've battled. I have been a warrior. I am the woman. I was there, and I know I get it from you. So I decorate my temple with all types of colors, reds, greens, and blacks, loving it, loving my flesh that came from you. Though it's been hurt before, it comes from you. The pearl of the sea, Mama Willie Wild. And you helped all of us love ourselves and each other more. We ain't never gonna break our sisterly bond. Not even in death. Can't nothing break the chain we've got. Nothing. And it's all 'cause of you. The pearl of the sea, Mama Willie Wild.
Afterward, the sisters move from their individual places on stage and form a circle like in the prelude. They move counterclockwise, stomping their feet and clapping their hands. Then they embrace. They turn to face the audience, each holding the other's hands. Their images on the film projection are closer together. They are a chain link fence. Once again, their disparate and broken selves are whole. They find healing in each other.
Because we came to bury the dead.
We came to celebrate the dead.
We came to celebrate the
The
rights.
rights of the dead.
Mama.
Mama
Mama.
Willie Wild.
So the talkback will start in a couple minutes if you want to go to the bathroom. Anything. Okay. So the talkback will start now. So any general questions, reactions? Thanks.
Thumbs
Um,
Me?
yeah. Wait, maybe I should introduce the cast, but they have to introduce themselves. Everybody.
Sonia Joyner playing Willie Wild.
Amelia Lumpkin playing Lily Wild.
I'm Amber and I play Rose Wild.
I'm Catrice and I play Jasmine Wild.
I'm Penelope and I played Ivy.
I'm Sherry, I play Nana.
Oh, I'm Allie. I read the stage directions.
I'm Lindsay and I did sound.
And for those who don't know, I'm Joshua Jackson, and I wrote, directed, and produced the film.
So I'm just going to really quickly say congratulations to all of you. That was wonderful. Unfortunately, I have to dash, but
Thanks.
really nice,
Thank
nice,
you.
beautiful work. Thank you.
I thought that was excellent, you know, I really did, I enjoyed it.
Thank you. Hello.
Why did you choose to bring back money to do that whole?
Because I feel like the whole piece is about kind of rememory and mother-daughter relationships and familial relationships, so it felt right to kind of bring back Willie and have her interact with the daughters. It felt like there was a more cohesive and circular ending. So.
What inspired you to write this?
I really wanted to write a piece about family, and I just love New Orleans and the culture, and I love African spiritual traditions, and I'm really inspired by people like Ntozake Shange and Riley McCulley and different theatrical jazz performers and performance artists and experimental theater artists. I really wanted to write a piece that was kind of reflective of their styles and aesthetics, and I just knew I wanted it to be about the family of women and kind of that matrilinage. So.
Yeah.
How'd you settle on the number of sisters? Did you like waver back and forth, or was it immediately like 4?
It was pretty much immediately 4. Because I immediately thought of just the wilds, and I thought of the names of flowers, and I thought of ivy last, but I was like, that works.
And north, south, east, west.
Yeah, that's true. True.
So this is based on pretty much like maybe Afro Louisiana culture or Creole, yeah, Southern. You know, I detected like a hint of like even Latin, you know, and I thought that was like I thought that was really interesting. How you kind of like just bridged it all in there together.
Yeah.
You know, it was really nice. I enjoyed it. You know.
Thank you. Yeah, I wanted to bring together, you know, the diaspora, you know, Afro-Latino, you know, African, Afro-American, just Afro-Caribbean, Geechee-Gullah, just brings it all together.
Right. You know, it's interesting because not a lot of people have been exposed to that combination, you know, of Geechee-Gullah, Afro-Cuban, Creole, even like as far as like the Cajun coming down, being a part of it, you know. People, that's what I found to be interesting because everything seemed, you know, in real time, things seem to be, not to be able to come together. But I thought you blended it rather nicely, you know. You brought it together superbly, you know. I thought it was very nice. I liked that. Excuse me.
Yeah.
How did you approach writing a piece all about women? Did you take inspiration from like women in your life or from things you read or?
I just kind of wrote it. It's not based on anything in particular. Like I feel like gender is kind of fluid, you know, like men became women and women became men. And not really that much, not different, but it's just you approach it the same way. Any other questions?
How did you go about casting the actors that words that don't go to house?
I reached out to the Roxbury Community College via my professor who knows what's his name? Marshall Hughes, yes. And I just emailed everybody and said, hey. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I might know somebody who knows somebody who knows that guy, so.
Okay, well, thank you guys for coming out.
Thanks so much for this experience.
No, thank you for your time and everything.